50,000 out of 75,000 mosques in Iran are closed.
Closed.
They're closing them because nobody's going to the mosque anymore.
Wow.
Iran, they don't care about Islam anymore at all.
Statistically, they say that 1 in every 3 Muslims believes that leaving Islam is punishable by the death sentence.
If a person changes his religion from Islam to any other religion, the punishment should be death.
I was attacked from nowhere. I didn't see it coming.
I knew I had to get out or that was it.
What do you think your brother will do if they find out you're an atheist?
Kill me, maybe. Kill me, maybe.
I grew up on radicalism. I was raised to take back Islam to the era of Muhammad, the era of power and conquests. We began to form groups to defend the country and Islam.
When I was a kid, my mom used to pray for me and say, Kareem, may I see you a leader one day, coming with victory for Islam, or a leader who is coming back with death. In the Quran, we grow up with 2 things. First, you should give your life to God. Second, you should defeat Jews and Christians.
So, what is it that makes you think that Islam is about to collapse?
When you look at what's happening with ISIS, when you look at the Islamic history for the past 1400 years, it has never been at peace. When you look at Indonesia, for example, the world's largest Muslim country, 200 million approximately, 30% of them have turned away from Islam, have turned to Christ. 30%. 2 million a year turn to Christ. Now the beauty of that is the Indonesian state does not persecute you for turning away from Islam. It's free to choose whatever you want to follow. Imagine if that was the case in Iran, in Iraq, in Arabia, in Qatar, in the country that my parents are from, in Pakistan. Imagine if that freedom existed there. Islam would collapse. It wouldn't stand a chance. If the apostasy law wasn't in Islam, if Muhammad did not instruct anyone to kill those who leave Islam in the first place, Islam would have collapsed before it even started. The only reason it continues is it continues by force.
And the Islamic government there is shoving it down people's throats. They're forcing the women to wear the hijab. They're forcing people to stay in Islam. And if they say anything, you know, they get exit. And it's a very sad situation over there. But 50,000 out of 75,000 mosques are closed because nobody is going. Nobody wants to go. What's the point in them keeping them open? For decoration? Nobody cares. They don't have the money to keep them open. They don't want to do that. So we saw a huge shift in where the beliefs of the people in Iran.
Yes.
You know, it says in an article 2 years ago, it said about almost like the majority of the country is not Muslim now. The majority of the country is secular or have no beliefs, you know. So it's ridiculous that they're still shoving that religion down people's throats.
So win the war, but always we're dreaming the Sharia law control the earth. Always we're dreaming that. We're dreaming Sharia law control the earth. Everything become under the Sharia law. We dream that. We call America Shaitan al-Akbar. America is a big devil. Israel is big devil. But after those Islamic army control my city, I see a lot of things in front of my eye. I said, between me and myself, oh wow. I always asking to Sharia law, a dreaming Sharia law control the earth. Look, this is a Sharia law. So we're dreaming what we're reading, but we don't know on the ground what's happening. So we read, for example, Ali ibn Abi Talib خلع باب خيبر الله أكبر Khalid ibn al-Walid قطع رأس Malik ibn Nuwayra, Allahu Akbar, which means Khalid ibn Walid, he cut the Malik ibn Nuwayra head. Allahu Akbar, wow, beautiful, amazing. But when I see it on the ground, my face is shocked. Shocked. It cannot be God.
Wait, you saw?
I saw. Yes.
Hanging in front of your eyes?
Yes. Yes. They cutting the 9 years old children head. The kids, he crying, he's saying, I'm not army, I'm not fighting, I'm not fighting. He's saying, no, you are liar. Front of camera, cutting his head.
They beheaded a 9-year-old.
And cutting the Imam head because Imam is Sufi. Imam Masjid, he is Sufi, cutting his head in front of his son eye, and cutting the son head and put it on the top of the masjid. The fight, they coming to one area, street, we called him Mardil. I running away from a deepest Islamic area to a little bit to this way because they're controlling that way. Still this area under the Syrian army hand. So when we run to here also, the Islamic army came to control it. Just the entering to the building, brokening the door, taking the men to outside, cutting the head, and took the women as slaves.
Islam is dying in the West, and they even admit it among themselves. Watch!
As much as we say Islam is the fastest growing religion in the globe, because we chase the people away. So when you say people apostate, a lot of the times it's because of us chasing them away. I want to tell you something that I've studied. I've studied. Okay. It's the religion with the large number of defectors, the largest number of defectors. Did you know that? I can tell you, from all others, those who are leaving Islam, and you don't even know, people are living in your home and it's second, third generation in the Western world, they're not even Muslim. They're not even Muslim. They don't care about Islam, but their name is Muslim and you think they're Muslim because they're in the situation. I did a little survey of Salatul Eid, and I found that 50% of the guys don't even go to Eid. They don't even go to Eid. So if you have the masajid, check the capacity of the masajid and look at the number of Muslims you have. You're going to find even for Jum'ah, you only have a third of the Muslims attending. I'm talking of the males who are supposed to attend. So it's very scary now because we chase the people away. So when you say people apostate, a lot of the times it's because of us chasing them away. As much as we say Islam is the fastest growing religion in the globe.
Then how they found hundreds of the Qurans in Saudi Arabian sewers. As you can see it here, and I'm not making it up. This is from a Saudi Arabian website. I think it's called Riyadh Gazette, and it's copies of Holy Quran found in the streets, drains in Saudi city. And it's funny that in countries like Saudi Arabia and Pakistan, it's illegal for a Muslim to clean up the drains because, it's dirty work and only dirty infidels should do it. This doesn't suit Muslims. So it's quite funny that, no Muslim would have touched it. They would have called a Christian to come and, clean out the sewer. Now, something else came out just recently. Have a look at this. This is what happened in Iran.
اینجا صد فیروزآباده نگاه کنید لب آبو کلن کتاب قرآن ریختن نه یکی نه دوتا حدود یه ماشین قرآن.
So people are desecrating this so-called holy book. And we know Iran houses the bigger number of atheists and agnostics than countries like Australia or America, for instance, or even England. That according to that study by a European university, something like 40% of people are either atheists or agnostics or non-religious at all.
Hey guys, listen, there is a major concern here in Virginia. Okay. We have lots of Afghans literally leaving Islam. If you look at Apprehend My channel, I'm trying to call them back in Farsi. They are leaving it by the masses. A lot of them, guys. A lot of them. It's crazy.
You know where else Muslims are leaving Islam? Everywhere there's an internet connection. For 14 centuries, Muslim sheikhs were able to keep their followers insulated, shielded, protected from ever hearing any response to their ridiculous claims about Muhammad and the Quran. Fast forward to the 21st century, when anyone with an internet connection can look up what their sheikhs are claiming about Muhammad and the Quran, and what do you get? You get an avalanche of apostasy.
Researchers show that over 100,000 Muslims leave Islam every single year. 100,000 Muslims leave Islam every single year.
%24% of Muslim youth are leaving Islam.
Our youth are full of doubts and nobody's answering their questions.
Your child is going to become an apostate. Shut up!
And if we don't take constructive steps to deal with this, it is going to become an avalanche, a tsunami.
If you look just at the Quran, you will get the indication that you can have sexual intercourse with a 5-year-old. So if you're Quran alone, you're allowed to have sexual intercourse with 5-year-olds. Get me one verse in the Quran which says the woman has to be pubescent. So if you're Quran alone, you're steered towards pedophilia, and a severe type of pedophilia.
I want to talk about a remarkable phenomenon that is going on in Asia and Africa, namely the large-scale conversion of Muslims to Christianity.
So one day the neighbor asked my wife to come visit him to, my wife, at that moment, she's still hijabi. She came to me. She said, my neighbor, she said, if we can visit him, chatting, some people coming from church. I told her, hey, let's go. We're laughing on him, those worshiping three gods, Father, Mother, and Son. Let's go laughing on him. Trust me, brother. We're going to visit, for we're laughing only. I don't know anything about the Christianity. So we went there, we're sitting, wow, beautiful, amazing people. So respectful, helpful. Man, you can see the God from his face. I asked the brother. He gave me the whole book. I start reading from Genesis, how the God create the creation. So when I read it, I see something here logic. They make sense. Amen. The music and all the people happy, praying happy, man. Totally different in Islam. Totally different. In Islam, we always mad, angry, sad, crying, oh Allah. But here, man, I can see the people is happy. Wow. It's first time I see it in my life. I be shocked. My mind be shocked. What's going on here? It's first time. All people happy, singing, praise Lord. Wow, it's totally different.
And you hear this propaganda that Islam is the fastest growing religion in the world, which is a load of utter nonsense. Because when you actually look at on how they do the head count, every child that is born, they head count it as a Muslim. They head count a population of a country as totality of that is Muslim. For example, Indonesia, 200 million in Muslim. Pakistan, 160 million Muslim. If Christians apply that same principle, Christianity would be 4 times as big as what it is. If the freedom to leave Islam was there, Islam would collapse, and I believe it will collapse eventually. It's happening now. I see it as a cornered animal that is wounded and is lashing out in its last days. It's on the verge of collapse, and this is why it is absolutely important for people like myself, who have turned away from Islam, is to speak out and say, we have turned away and we are free to do so, and we encourage others who are on the fence to do the same.
Yes, my friend, you are live on air. You are a Muslim?
Yeah,
Can you confirm that? Can you say the Shahada?
yeah, Layla. La ilaha illallah Muhammadan Rasulullah.
What does that mean?
There is no God but Allah and Muhammad. Right.
Yeah. So you are out of Islam?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Hello?
Yes.
How is it Christian Prince?
Yes, we are live on air in YouTube. Everybody hear you. What do you want to say to me, my friend?
Okay, I was listening to all these, just checking your references you're giving against my Quran. Either you are a filthy fat liar, or all the imams since I was a child have been lying to me, because the Islam.
You said why I'm calling Islam as a cult. Now, you promised me if I show you this and this was true, you will leave Islam, correct?
Yes.
Are you willing to keep your promise?
Yes.
So are you denouncing Islam?
If this is all true, we heard Islam is a cult.
So you agree Islam is a cult?
Yes.
Thank you.
I memorized the Quran. I memorized the Sunnah books. I did all of the responsibilities a Muslim should be doing every day. My daily life was always built and centralized around Islam.
Hello, Christian Prince. Yes, I hear you. Go ahead. What do you like to say to us? Why you are a Muslim, Rashid?
Good evening, because I'm in Europe right now, not the US.
For us, it's almost evening too. Yeah. All right.
Salam to all the Muslims, just to the Muslim, not to the Christians.
All right, wonderful. So why you cannot say salam to the Christians?
Because if I do that, then I am a hypocrite, because the Quran does not allow us to, you know.
Yeah, but you live in England, right? You're in Europe. Why you don't say, I'm not going to follow Muhammad no more?
I'm not going to follow a pedophile and a perverted person.
I mean to that, I agree with you.
I don't support anyone that does that to children, and he has no honor. I am so sorry, and I never knew.
Yes, my friend, you are a Muslim?
Yes, am I speaking to Christian Prince?
Yes, I am a Christian Prince. So, how we know that you are a Muslim? Can you confirm to us that you are a Muslim?
La ilaha illallah Muhammadan Rasulullah.
That's wonderful, my friend. So what do you think about what we are saying about all those history mistakes and errors in the Quran?
Well, to be honest, I don't necessarily like to, because you said as an example, the wife of Pharaoh. Okay, I agree.
So do you agree to leave Islam, my friend?
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you. I praise the Lord that today you call me and you decide to leave Islam and you are free from the garbage of Muhammad.
On this night, I slept, and in my dreams, I saw that I'm running in a very long road. A lot of tree branches full of thorns chasing me, want to kill me. And at the end of the road, there were a man that I do not recognize. And I shouted, please help me, do something. He just extended his hand, put his hand on my shoulder and brought me before him. And once he looked at me, I found out that this is Jesus Christ.
Hello?
Hello, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
So I'm from Nigeria.
You are welcome, my friend. So you are a Muslim, my friend, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay, what do you want to say to us, Mr. Abbas?
Yes, I want.
Do you think Islam is still a religion for you?
No more.
No more. That's wonderful. I'm very happy for you.
31 years. This Allah never heard me, never do anything for me. At that moment, I believe there is Jesus Christ. He is alive. He is a true living God.
So this strategy of making it difficult, if not impossible, to convert out has historically stopped Muslims from doing it. Even as late as the 1980s, a missionary wrote a book called 10 Muslims Meet Christ. And while the book focused on 10 Muslim converts, it was very clear from the book itself that this is extremely rare. It's really hard to get a Muslim convert. So like, I found 10. Let me tell you about their stories. But now, interestingly, in many countries, not just in one particular place, in Algeria, in Albania, in Syria, in Kurdistan, in Egypt, you have Muslims converting to Christianity. In fact, they're converting to Christianity in such numbers that there's even a name for them. They're called MBBs. Pastors call them MBBs, meaning Muslim background believers. Believers, Christian believers who come from a Muslim background. How many converts? No one knows exactly for sure. But from the Muslim side, you have had complaints. There was a complaint by a guy on Al Jazeera who said that by his count, 6 million Muslims are converting to Christianity each year. Think about that. That's a huge number. Traditionally, Muslims have gained forces by conquering. So they don't really convert people to Islam really by persuasion either. They use force. But as I say, very few people convert out. But now that's happening.
To all you sheikhs and imams and dawagandists who are watching, this is what happens when you use deception and manipulation and threats of violence to control people. It may work for a while. It may work for 14 centuries. But eventually, the people you've been deceiving and manipulating and threatening get an opportunity to think for themselves. And that's when you lose control over them. And when you lose control over them, you panic. And when you panic, you get desperate. And when you get desperate, you put the future of your religion in the hands of da'is who are only going to accelerate the avalanche.